So following the developing situation out of Russia today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying that he did speak with President Biden today about the tensions between Wagner and the Kremlin. He expressed gratitude to the U.S. for standing side by side with Ukraine and said that they discussed further expansion of defense cooperation. We also have team coverage tracking these stories tonight. NewsNation's Jorge Ventura live in Texas with the fight against fentanyl, and Evan Moon live in D.C. with a look at how lawmakers are reacting to the news out of Russia. But first, let's start with NewsNation's Emily Finn. And Emily, we're learning the U.S. had intelligence about Prigozhin's intentions days before the march to Moscow.
Natasha, that's right. We're learning more about what the United States knew before Prigozhin's rebellion attempt unfolded. Intelligence officials were aware as early as Wednesday the Wagner mercenary group was preparing to turn on the Kremlin, collecting weapons and ammunition. A U.S. intelligence official told NewsNation what surprised them about Prigozhin's movements was the speed at which he was able to mobilize his troops. They expected a longer, more violent affair. Secretary of State Antony Blinken addressing the speed of Wagner's group's mobilization and how the pullout from Ukraine reveals real cracks in Putin's authority.
The rising storm of Prigozhin inside of Russia is something that many people have seen over months now. Direct challenges to the leadership, to the military leadership, powerful criticism of Russia's conduct of its aggression against Ukraine, and now questioning the very premises of the war. Prigozhin himself saying that Ukraine and NATO did not pose a threat to Russia, which is, as you know, been part of Putin's narrative. These create more cracks in the Russian facade, and those cracks are already profound.
Wagner troops left Ukraine, making it about halfway to Moscow before turning back yesterday. In a deal negotiated with the help of Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, Prigozhin will now be sent to Belarus, dropping all criminal charges against him. Wagner's movement set the world on edge, creating uncertainty about the war in Ukraine and Russia's grip on its own military. Blinken says it's too soon to tell if Wagner troops will stay in Ukraine, adding more information about the deal struck with Putin should be available in the days and weeks ahead. In the meantime, the White House says they will continue to monitor the situation in Russia, Natasha.
Okay, Emily Finn, thank you so much for that update. And for more insight, we are joined now by David Tafuri, former Obama campaign foreign policy advisor. David, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here.